I just think there are lots of grandparents out there in this country, like me, I have 6 grandchildren, that what we all care about and what we love more than anything are those children. And I want to, live smart and see through this, but I don't want the whole country to be sacrificed. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to living. Let's be smart about it. And those of us who are 70 plus, we'll take care of ourselves, but don't sacrifice the country. Don't do that. Don't ruin this great American dream.
You're basically saying that this disease could take your life, but that's not the scariest thing to you. There's something that would be worse than dying.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to do everything I can to live, but, if you said, are you willing to take a chance, if I get sick, I'll go and try to get better, but if I don't, I don't.
America will again and soon be open for business, very soon, a lot sooner than 3 or 4 months that somebody was suggesting, a lot sooner. We cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself. We're not going to let the cure be worse than the problem.
We can't shut in the economy. The economic cost to individuals is just too great. So let's see how this thing plays out. More testing is essential, and we're loading up with tests now. That's going to be a big help. But the president is right. The cure can't be worse than the disease, and we're going to have to make some difficult trade-offs.
But there's a much better way to flatten the economic curve. Dr. Fauci says he's fine, overreacting. Well, that's easy for him to say. He'll still have a job at the end of this, whatever happens. Our ruling class and their TV mouthpieces whipping up fear over this virus, they can afford an indefinite shutdown. Working Americans can't. They'll be crushed by it. You know that famous phrase, the cure is worse than the disease? That is exactly the territory we are hurtling towards. You think it's just the coronavirus that kills people? This total economic shutdown will kill people.
Yeah, my mother is not expendable, and your mother is not expendable, and we're not going to accept a premise that human life is disposable, and we're not going to put a dollar figure on human life. The first order of business is save lives, period, whatever it costs. Now, I also don't believe it's an either or. I believe you can have an intelligent, refined public health strategy. You can do both, but not in a clumsy, ham-handed way, right? Well, we'll just sacrifice old people. They're old people anyway, and the old get left behind. What is this, some modern Darwinian theory of natural selection? You can't keep up, so the band is going to leave you behind. We're going to move on. And if you can't keep up, well, then you just fall by the wayside of life. God forbid.
There's no option to just let everyone go back out and go back to normal if a pandemic rages across the country and infects 50% of the population and kills a percentage point at the low end of those infected and also melts down all the hospitals. What kind of economy do you think you're going to have under those conditions? I mean, please, just think about this for a second. Are people going to be flying? Are they going to be going to Disney World? Are they going to be going to restaurants and bars? Are you going to be able to run a business if 2/3 of your staff get sick and the virus comes whirling through your workplace and mounting horror stories come out of hospitals every day? And maybe it goes through the places of where people maintain the grid or the water treatment system. As the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom orders a countrywide lockdown for the next 3 weeks, After resisting the idea, the President of the United States appears to be just considering the opposite. Okay, enough of that. Let's take our chances with the virus.
Dr. Birx or Dr. Fauci are telling you we need to continue these measures for the health of the vulnerable populations of the country. Are you going to say, I'm sorry, the economy is too important?
Well, you'll see what happens. I understand the question very well. It's a great question, but we can do two things at one time. The number of jobs, almost 160 million. So we can't turn that off and think it's going to be wonderful. There'll be tremendous repercussions. There will be a tremendous death from that. Death. You know, you're talking about death. Probably more death from that than anything that we're talking about with respect to the virus.
Do we have to shut down the whole country for this? I think we can get back to work.